Hi, my name is David from insightstechno.com. In the Systeme.io blog tutorial, I want to show you how to build a blog using the Systeme.io platform, which is 100% free to get started. Now, if you haven't yet started with Systeme.io and you are thinking about it, I'm also giving away a free course showing you how to use Systeme as a complete marketing machine. I'll link to that down in the description if you want to check it out as well. So, what we're going to do is, I'm going to open up a brand new Systeme.io account. Inside here, once you have joined, what you want to do is come to the blogs section. Now inside here, there won't be anything yet. Don't worry, this means that you haven't created a website yet. So, go to the top right, click on Create, and now you want to name your blog. Now, if for example, your domain name looks kind of crazy if you've just signed up, what we can do quickly before we get into it is just come across to Settings, and then come down to Custom Domains. Here you will see your crazy domain that is going right now. What you can do to edit it is just click Edit Subdomain Name, and you can choose what you want your free blog to be called. The cool part about using a .systeme.io subdomain is it has a lot of authority. The Systeme.io website is extremely powerful, so you'll get ranking traffic by using this subdomain. If you want to add your custom domain as well, you can just click Add Domain. I'll also link to a tutorial down below on how to step-by-step add your domain because it takes a little bit of time, about 15 minutes. But let's go back to blogs. Let's go ahead and create one. Now you've got a domain that you're happy with, let's go ahead and name this. Now what I'm just going to call it for now is the Funnel Scene blog. What we can do is for URL path, you can go inside here, you can add it as .blog or /blog if you want, or you can name it whatever you like. I'm just going to leave it as a /blog for now, as I like my homepage to be a lead generation page which I build a funnel for. So, once you've chosen a name, once you've got the URL chosen and the right domain, what we can do now is scroll down and find a template that you are happy with. So a template just makes things easier to build off, instead of starting from complete scratch. We've got, I think, about 8 or 10 different designs. They have added quite a few new ones since I originally shot a tutorial and review for Systeme, but you can see there's a lot inside here. I like something quite nice and simple. So what I'm going to do is just choose this one here on the bottom right. You can also preview it as well if you want. This is going to show you basically what it looks like. But if you're creating a blog, then this is pretty cool. So I'm going to go ahead, click on Select Template, and then click Save. This is going to go ahead and pre-build all of the pages inside of this website, which is only going to take a few seconds, as you can see here. Now if I click on it, you can see this is going to show me all of the different pages, and it's also got some default blog posts inside of here, just to give me an idea of what it's going to look like. So let's go have a look at the blog right now. So you click on View Blog. This is it right now. The reason they have those default articles is so you can see what it's going to look like once you've added in some content. It's really clean. It looks nice. Of course, this is in a different language, so it doesn't make much sense to me. Let's go ahead and start editing it. The first thing you want to do is come to the top right and click on Blog Settings. This is once again just going to give you the option to change all of the information if you ever want to change it. Okay, so if you're happy, go ahead, click on Save, and that is there if we ever need it in the future. Now, on the left, we have a blog layout. This is where you can edit the design of the blog. Let's click on that. And we can have a little play with how this looks. You can see we've got here blog content. What this means is it's going to automatically populate using your different blog posts inside of it. Now, to get started, you do want to have around 5 to 6 articles, just to fill out all of the placeholders. There is a little bit of work that needs to be done. It's always extremely hard to build a blog without some default articles created. That's why those have been added. So, if you haven't got any articles right now, just leave those default articles there, and then once you're ready to start creating, you can delete them and add new ones. In terms of the page look, we have here our header, which is pretty cool. We can come through, and you can see it just says at the top here, desktop only. What that means is, if you go to mobile, then it's not going to show them, which is pretty cool. Instead, they've got a hamburger menu, which means if you click on it, it will expand down. Now, if you come down, we've also got Start Working with Me. This is all drag and drop editing, so you can change these how you want. We've got some buttons you can change. There's also some icons. So if you want to upload another icon, you can easily do that here by clicking on the cloud icon. We've also got this option here. Then, down at the bottom, we've got another menu, and we've got some more social icons and a little footer. So you can easily come in here, you can backspace it. Let's just say my website is insightstechno.com. Okay, then you can highlight the text, click on the link, and then type in the actual website where people can go, something like that. So you can easily come and change colors if you want. Just click on a section. Just to let you know as well, we have here in the orange, we've got elements. In the blue, we've got rows. And then in the green, we've got sections. So if you want to change the color of sections, you go to the green. If you just want to change the rows, you can click inside the blue. And then the elements are just the parts inside of it. So let's just say I don't like purple. I can easily come in here and choose a different color just with a click of a button. The same thing goes for the text. Just highlight the text and then click on the little color thing and you can change it there. It's very quick and very easy to do. And if for some reason you can't find the color palette popping up there, just come inside of the left tab, which is your element editing. And that's where you can go ahead and change the colors. It's really quick and easy to use. It's just a simple drag and drop editor. So you can just come through and change the colors and styles of everything. Now, there is also an option for pop-ups. If you want to create some, just click Add Pop-up. And there is a pop-up here. And once again, it's all drag and drop. It's a live visual builder, so you can put in what information you want, and that will be there. So that's there if you want to. I'm not going to go too much into the actual design aspect of it. If you want to add any more elements, you can just simply drop in text. You can also drop in different forms. Let's just say you wanted to add a little form field there, and then you can map it on the top left. But we won't go too in-depth with that. I've got plenty of tutorials on my YouTube channel on how to create forms and landing pages and everything like that. This is more about blogs, so what I'll do is click Save Changes. Once again, if you want to change the SEO metadata and add in some tracking links, that's all down here. But let's go ahead and exit this, and let's go play around with the different pages. So at the top here, you'll notice we've got posts, then we've got pages, which have got the 4 pages that are pre-built, and then we have categories. So if you're creating blog posts to go in certain categories, this is where you can easily come in and adjust them. Just come to the little cog, which is going to allow you to rename it. So let's just say this one is going to be about funnel design. Okay, whatever it might be, you can add in some description, SEO title, and SEO description too if you like. So description, I'll just say, this category is all about funnel design. Okay, whatever your topic might be about. But for pages, let's go have a look at some of the different pages. So, let's come to About. On the right here, we've got some different options. The first is a simple view page, so you can see what the page looks like. And then we've got this pretty interesting button here, which is Don't Use Blog Layout. This means if you want to create just a blank canvas where you can start adding in information, you can click this button, and it's going to not use the default blog layout, which is pretty beneficial because you can create landing pages using this. But once again, we'll go into landing pages on another tutorial. So you just need to edit one page, duplicate it, and then you can rename everything. It's really quick and easy to do. So let's go ahead and edit the About page. So click on Edit, and then this is going to give us full control of how we can go ahead and start editing it. Now, if you want to see what it looks like on full screen, just click on this little tab, and this is what it's going to look like. You can see we've got a weird little bit of overlap going on here. So let's go ahead and edit that. Simply click on this text. Now you've got a few options to either reduce the text, or what we can do instead is bring down the margin. So you come to this little margin tab, click on the bottom, and then it's going to allow you to increase this. So what I'm going to do is click on 5, and you can see it's moved everything down. We can also press up and down on our keypad to move it around. Now the cool thing about this is what you see is what you get. So make it look how you want it to look, and it's going to stay there. One thing I should probably point out is once you have created your blog layout, you should always come down to the bottom and click on this little mobile phone, because that is a mobile view. So this is exactly what it's going to look like on someone's cell phone. So you want to, first of all, create your design inside of the desktop, and then come to mobile, and then edit this as well. So that's pretty much all you need to know. Once again, come back to settings. You've got your background color, you've got your SEO metadata as well, and you've got the option to hide it from search engines if you want. Which is pretty strange if it's an about page, but if it's something like a landing page or something like that, maybe you don't want search engines to find it. That's where you can check it. And if you have things like Facebook tracking codes or Google Analytics, you can add these codes here as well. So, let's go ahead, click on Save, and let's get out of here. So that's basically how you create your pages. That's how you sort out your categories. Let's go have a look at the post editor, because this is the last part of it. So the first thing I recommend you do is come to Post Layout. Now, this is going to give you some options for your blog posts and how you want them to look when you create the content. First of all, it's given us this default template. So you can see here the blog post title. What this means is every time you create a blog post, this is going to be with a title. Now this looks pretty cool, and the good part about it is this is a global element. So every time you upload an article or a blog, it's going to automatically use this template and this default setting. So below that, we have the date. It's pretty hard to see with this little component label here, but this is the date. Below it, you can see if you increase the line height, what it looks like, but I'm just going to leave it as is. Below that, we have what is called breadcrumbs, which basically let the visitor know which category it comes from, and then what the master category is. So, this blog post is before the category, which is before the blog. So it's pretty cool, because they can switch back to these if they wish. On the right, we have here a sidebar. And just to let you know, the sidebar by default isn't mapped out to your website. You've got to go ahead and customize it yourself. So let's say, for example, this first category, it was going to be for funnel builders. What you want to do then is highlight the text and click on this little link button. And then we've got here this first little link to page button or blog post. So click that, and now it will say select, and on the drop-down menu, choose the right criteria for it. So funnel design, and click on Save Now. This link is now connected to your category, and it's going to stay a global element. So all of the pages are going to have this. The same thing goes, once again, let's just say your second category is just called Category 2. Same thing, make sure it's synced to Category 2. Same thing for 3, and change the text as desired. So when you go ahead and click on Save and then Preview, now it should say exactly that. And if you look at the bottom left of the screen, you can see the link is linked to those particular categories. Now, coming down, the same thing goes here. These are just placeholders and text holders. They aren't actually linked to anything. Now we've already got these categories here. You would put featured articles generally here. But if you didn't even need them, you could just delete that. And now you've just got two simple sidebars, like so. Now, if you want to create your own custom sidebar, it's quick and easy. Instead of doing it completely manually, what I recommend is actually duplicating one of the existing sidebar pieces. Now you are going to have to add a little bit of margin. Around 20 is going to give you enough space so everything's nice and even. And then you can come inside and just start deleting and editing different parts of it. Right, so let's just say I wanted a call to action in here. I'm going to delete this row. I'm going to delete this text. I'm also going to delete this row. Okay, and I'm going to drop in some new text above the button, like so. click up. Okay, here you can write anything you want. I will write this call to action, for example, something like that, right? Okay, and then this could link to maybe a landing page. So I could click on the button, go to open the URL, and then put a page. So let's just say insightstechno.com/, it could be free course, right? Whatever it might be. And then that is ready to go. And all you need to do is change the button label. So this could be get the free course. Okay, so it's as simple as that. You can also drop in images and things like that just by scrolling down on your little panel. You could put like a little screenshot or whatever it might be. But that's how you just edit it. And once again, it's a global sidebar. The same thing goes. Once you've built out your bottom, that's going to be global as well. So you don't have to edit it. The only thing you're really editing here is what the sidebar is going to look like, how it's going to look in terms of the title, and you can also add something down the bottom if you want. For example, if you wanted to add a section inside of here, so let's just drop in a section like so, and maybe you wanted to put in maybe a form or something. You could just drop in a form and ask for some information. I can't think of anything off the top of my head, but this is where you would put it. So I'm going to go click on Save Changes, click on Exit, and now this is done. Now the only other thing you need to do is go ahead and start creating blog posts. So I'll create one from scratch just to show you how it works. So create a blog post. Okay, the title, this could be my first blog post, right? Short description, this is what your metadata is going to feed off. In this article, we'll show you how to create a blog by using Systeme.io. Okay, something like that. Now this is going to be your social sharing image, so I'll just find one I can quickly add. You just want to grab a good section of it, so that looks pretty good. And then choose the category it's in, funnel design. Click on Create, and now that's the SEO sort of data for your blog post. Now it's time to start creating the content. Now just click on your post, and just like your page editor, just like the email editor, just like the editor for everything, all you need to do is just come in here and start creating, right? It's drag and drop once again. So usually you would start with some body text, right? And I'm going to make this left aligned, and it's got quite a bit of space around it, but that's completely fine. If you don't want the space, just click on the green section and scroll down, and then just put backspace on all of these, like so. Okay, and this is where you can start writing your article text. For the sake of this, I'm not going to write an article. I'll just put in some default text. Maybe I'll drop in another heading, right? So this could be like a heading 2, something like that. So go to H2 here, and I want it to be left aligned. And I could say this is a heading 2, right? So I'm just showing you basically how to do the nuts and bolts of it. And you can copy the text and drag it around if you want to save some time. Same thing with the headings. So it's just like your regular article builder, right? You can drop in images, you can drop in a table of contents. And the cool thing about Systeme is, I always thought it didn't rank that well on Google, which, to be honest, isn't true because they are ranking extremely high for a lot of very lucrative keywords. And it's all using the system builder, so Systeme works perfectly. And I've also got a high domain rating, so using their subdomain isn't a bad shout if you want to start getting some free traffic. Okay, so you can get the idea. This is an article. I'm not going to do too much to it. Once again, come to Settings once you're done. Fill out the SEO data. So, what's the description about? Okay, I leave this description again. Okay, so I'm not going to spend too long on these keywords. Once again, social image. And make sure you uncheck Hide from Search Engines because you want search engines to find it if you want it to get free traffic. So once that's done, click on Save. Make sure you add an image and then click Accept. And then what you can do if you want to see it before you launch it is click on this button, View. It's going to show you what it looks like as a preview. Okay, so it looks pretty fresh. You see it's got these Facebook comments also added, but I'm going to go ahead and publish it like so. So publish, confirm, and now if I come back to my home page, right? So this is the home here. We've got our new blog post ready to go. It's in the funnel design category. It's got the title, which is hyperlinked, and it's also got the image, which is hyperlinked. And if you click on it, this is now a live article. So that's it. I think I've covered all of the topics in the blog section. It is a very powerful blog platform. Once again, it's absolutely free to get started, which is incredible. And if you enjoyed this video, if you got some value, smash that thumbs up button, drop a comment if there's anything else you got stuck on or want to know, or even if you've enjoyed it, let me know down below. But apart from that, I hope you enjoyed the Systeme blog tutorial. If you did, make sure you hit the subscribe button. Thanks for sticking around until the end, and I look forward to seeing you on the next video.